Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 19 on EA Sports. Coming up, 2015 NFL MVP. Carolina take on Super Bowl MVP Phil around the league. We'll hand it over to our Brandon Godden and Charles Day.
All right, it's the NFL Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Just a short time ago, these Philly fans in full roar as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Knicks ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers, they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5.
And it's the defense that's really the star of the show. A terrific game last week. They got a shutout on the road. And that's something that doesn't happen very often nowadays.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by the NFL's most valuable player from 2015. It's Cam Newton.
I like this guy. And the reason I do, an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Carry for Christian McCaffrey. They're able to get this one across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
On first down, it's Newton. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite an excellent display of footwork. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll make it second down. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them after. afterwards.
On second down, here's airing it out deep for Kitter's touchdown. Torrey's his second touchdown of the season. And the Panthers are going to take a first quarter lead. Bad way to start.
And I think that was a script. Many script their open deeper into the half. Times is 15 to 30 plays. That had to be one in there where they call a shot. Go for the big one. They got it done.
Gano out to kick this one away. Fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Throwing is Wentz. And complete to open things up. Charles already trailing by touchdown early. This off is it for them to get points out of.
Well, they feel like they match what was already against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, or any points.
In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly.
Well, we just saw a great example about with his coach prior to the. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Muscling free near the 40. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. 17 yards on the pickup. Also a 1st down.
I know at the end of game, one play, one or one. This season, doesn't it? The first or down, that was key.
Already in the hole. Touchdown about that a lot. They responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
There we go. Back. 120.
Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 6 to start things out. To throw Wentz. That ball's galore, right side. And he'll be brought 45 line. This draw give him a 1st down.
This is one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Run.
Austin 10. Here's Wentz. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he's got this down to the 35. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st down, Wentz. Ertz over the middle. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And that incompletion breaks a string of 5 straight connections. And down.
And that's one he's got to be happy. There wasn't a whole open.
He'd have to first.
Yeah.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Filler Luke Kuechly that picks. And now nothing but green ahead of him. The 20. He was looking for Matthews that time. A great pick, nice return, but you know he's just beating himself up inside for not getting all the way in.
No doubt about it, because he had visions of end zone in his mind. Going to be the total hero. But we did see there the emphasis on his...
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they'll throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
They'll start out on the ground with Sproles. And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Kamar Aiken, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Throwing now is Wentz. And he hits his man, Matthews. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Wentz now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. From the gun, it's Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Gun, Wentz goes underneath for Sproles, and he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not turnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the 3rd quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up stuff, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up. And we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. They'll begin the drive with Sproles. Some fancy footwork, but not much room to operate. Just up past the 25 and no further. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
His throw incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time, and it's 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Looking to hit Matthews, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. Matthews, the intended target.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
The Panthers head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have it.
That's caught inside the 20. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Torrey Smith, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Panthers add on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of behind because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the game.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Here we go. Waiting.
And once it rolls, and he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Carnage, no yardage to be found.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. And this is going to be incomplete. James Bradbury, he was right there to break it up. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
And taken right on the 30. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Now we get a look at Torrey Smith as he comes back out onto the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing is working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they...
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 4. Here's Newton. He's going to float this one deep right side. So they got on 1st down but couldn't connect.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On 2nd and 10, Newton. Looking here for Smith downfield. This is caught inside the 15. A big play there for the Panthers. 43 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But now they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one balls in the air like that.
Ready. 180.
Now it's Newton. What a catch. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Panthers out in front and in control of the football as well as we begin quarter number 4. He'll get it up the middle. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown. A great play there. His touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers add on to their lead.
And we can get their names in the stat sheet, but the offensive line has to get all the credit for that touchdown run. Travel block, pay for the 6 points.
Gano the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. Gano out to kick this one away. This will be taken in. And he'll take this up past them down at the 22-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, put points on the board. Deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that. We'll definitely see some...
Time for a break. Finish it off. EA Sports after this. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Wentz to throw on second down. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out. Hurried. All had to be. Otherwise, he was going to get.
Intercepted at 39. It's the Pro Bowl Kinkley that picks it. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Newton's going to throw it. Deep shot on, but couldn't connect.
Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots on field?
A little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead in jeopardy.
Back to the air, Newton on second down. Inside the 25. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. DJ Moore with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead. They were still comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of me? They're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them. But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about doing point to play later?
Gano out to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. He's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They're down big here late. You just one last drive here for
some people, like for a guy once we were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to do?" Handle something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
Don't go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this third down play takes place. As they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here we go.
Shotgun now for Wentz. And that is incomplete. Another wayward pass. Things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And onto the field, here come the Panthers. They have the big cushion, Here in the final stages of this one, I don't know if there's any better feeling than being up big on the road.
There really can't be, because for a team to go on the road and win in the NFL, that's huge to begin with. But just think about all the preparation that went into it. When they first started talking about this game, leading up to it during the week, going on the road, unfamiliar city, obviously, unfamiliar hotel. No one's going to be with you once you get to the stadium. They're all going to be against you. You name it, all those things they had to deal with, they were able to conquer them and do it convincingly.
Yeah, they did it very convincingly, and now the final moments of this one. On second down, McCaffrey, and he'll start it.
Absolutely have to say, we've just got to make a stand. We've had enough of this.
Giving up a lot of points in this game, but look better on that play. It's Newton. Trying to lay one up. Taken in. It's complete. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A big third down play there for the Panthers. 63 yards.
Good, man. You got the big lead. You got the clock on your side. Obviously, they don't care much about the feelings of the other team, do they?
Well, I was going to run to the locker room pretty quick after this one.
Well, right now, maybe. They're just looking at it from the fantasy perspective. More points for everyone if they win big.
And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. Elsewhere, a fourth-quarter score now from Tampa. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. If they hold on, a victory there would be their third. And the kick. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. The storyline in this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those 0 at the time columns.
Panthers, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.